Most people think kidney damage happens suddenly. Severe pain, a medical emergency, a hospital visit. But what if the kidneys are sometimes damaged slowly, quietly, through daily habits repeated for years without warning? And surprisingly, one common habit millions of adults repeat every single day may quietly place extra stress on the kidneys over time, especially after 60. Tonight, we're going to talk about the daily habit many doctors constantly warn older adults about, why the kidneys become more vulnerable with age, and the simple lifestyle changes that may help support healthier kidney function long-term. I'm Dr. Richard Prime. Now let's begin. Why the kidneys matter more than most people realize. Here's something many people never fully understand. The kidneys work constantly, day and night, filtering waste, balancing fluids, helping regulate blood pressure, supporting electrolyte balance, and quietly protecting the body every single minute. But unfortunately, kidney problems often develop silently. Many adults feel completely normal, while kidney function slowly declines in the background. That's one reason kidney disease is sometimes called a silent condition, because symptoms may not appear until significant damage has already happened. The daily habit doctors worry about most. Now here's where things get interesting. One habit doctors frequently warn about is chronic dehydration. And honestly, many adults underestimate how much hydration affects kidney health. Some people stay busy all day and barely drink water. Others intentionally avoid fluids because they're tired of frequent bathroom trips. And many replace water with soda, sugary drinks, or excessive caffeine throughout the day. Over time, poor hydration may place additional strain on the kidneys, because the kidneys depend heavily on proper fluid balance to filter waste efficiently. Why dehydration becomes more dangerous after 60. And in just a moment, I'm going to explain why one extremely common beverage habit may quietly worsen kidney strain more than many adults realize. But first, there's another important issue people often overlook. As the body ages, thirst signals may become weaker. Many older adults simply don't feel thirsty as often anymore. That's one reason dehydration becomes more common after 60. And unfortunately, dehydration may contribute to fatigue, dizziness, confusion, constipation, muscle cramps, and reduced circulation. Meanwhile, the kidneys may quietly struggle under increased stress. The drinking habit many people ignore. Now here's something doctors notice constantly. Many adults consume large amounts of sugary beverages, heavily processed drinks, or excessive sodium throughout the day while drinking very little plain water. And over time, that pattern may affect blood pressure, blood sugar, circulation, and kidney health. High sodium intake matters tremendously because excess sodium may increase blood pressure, and high blood pressure remains one of the leading causes of kidney damage worldwide. That's why kidney protection often begins with daily lifestyle habits, long before symptoms appear. Why blood pressure and diabetes affect the kidneys. Now here's something many people never fully realize. The kidneys contain tiny blood vessels that help filter waste from the bloodstream. Conditions like high blood pressure and diabetes may quietly damage those delicate vessels over time. And unfortunately, many adults live with uncontrolled blood sugar or elevated blood pressure for years before realizing the long-term effects. That's one reason doctors consistently encourage regular monitoring after 60, because protecting circulation often helps protect the kidneys too. Why some people feel fine until they suddenly don't. And later in this video, I'm going to explain why many adults feel completely normal while kidney function slowly declines. Because kidney problems often progress quietly for years. No dramatic warning, no obvious pain. Sometimes just subtle symptoms people slowly normalize. Low energy, swelling, poor appetite, changes in urination, fatigue, difficulty concentrating. And because symptoms appear gradually, many adults ignore them until damage becomes much more serious. The painkiller habit. Many doctors warn about. Now here's another issue kidney specialists discuss constantly: overuse of certain pain medications. Some adults take over-the-counter pain relievers frequently for years without realizing excessive long-term use may affect kidney health in some individuals. That does not mean these medications are bad, but it does mean long-term or excessive use should always be discussed with a healthcare professional, especially after 60, because aging kidneys often become more sensitive to stress over time. The foods that may quietly stress the kidneys. Now let's talk practically. What eating habits may affect kidney health? Highly processed foods often contain excessive sodium, fast food, packaged snacks, processed meats, sugary drinks, heavy restaurant meals. Over time, these habits may affect blood pressure, inflammation, hydration balance, and circulation. Doctors commonly encourage more vegetables, balanced hydration, moderate sodium intake, better blood sugar control, and realistic long-term eating habits instead of extreme diets. Because kidney health usually depends heavily on consistency. Why movement also matters. Now here's something many people overlook completely. Physical inactivity may also affect kidney health indirectly. Regular movement helps support circulation, blood pressure regulation, blood sugar stability, and overall cardiovascular health. Walking, stretching, light activity, simple daily movement. These habits may support far more than muscles. They may also support healthier circulation throughout the body, including the kidneys. Why sleep may quietly affect kidney health. Surprisingly, poor sleep may also affect long-term health more than many adults realize. Adults with chronic sleep problems often experience higher stress hormones, poor blood pressure control, worse blood sugar stability, more fatigue, and reduced physical activity. Over time, those factors may indirectly affect kidney health too. That's why healthy aging is rarely about one single organ. The body works together as a connected system. Why many people ignore early warning signs. Now here's another important issue. Many adults ignore symptoms that deserve attention early. Swelling in the legs, foamy urine, changes in urination, persistent fatigue, loss of appetite, elevated blood pressure. These symptoms should never simply be dismissed automatically as aging, because early awareness often matters tremendously. Why stress also affects the body. Here's something modern medicine discusses much more seriously today. Chronic stress affects physical health too. High stress levels may affect blood pressure, sleep quality, eating habits, inflammation, and overall recovery. Adults living under constant stress often neglect hydration, movement, nutrition, and sleep without realizing how much the body is being affected over time. That's why healthy aging requires balance, not perfection. Why some adults maintain better health longer. Now here's something doctors notice constantly. The healthiest older adults are usually not the people searching for miracle detoxes online. They're often the people consistently protecting the basics: better hydration, balanced meals, regular movement, blood pressure management, better sleep, routine medical care, and paying attention to symptoms early instead of ignoring them for years. Those habits may sound simple, but over time, they often shape long-term health far more than people realize. Why early action matters. Now here's the important part. Not every change in urination means kidney disease. And not every case of fatigue means serious damage. But persistent symptoms deserve professional evaluation. Especially blood in urine, severe swelling, shortness of breath, major changes in urination, uncontrolled blood pressure, or worsening exhaustion. Early intervention often matters tremendously, because protecting kidney function becomes much harder after severe damage has already occurred. The real lesson most people learn too late. And honestly, many adults do not suddenly develop severe health problems overnight. Usually, the body has been quietly struggling for years through poor hydration, high blood pressure, excess sugar, high sodium intake, poor sleep, stress, inactivity, or ignored symptoms. That's why awareness matters so much. Because small daily habits quietly shape long-term kidney health more than most people realize. Before we end tonight's conversation, remember this. The kidneys work quietly for you every single day. And often, they continue working silently even while struggling. That's why protecting kidney health should begin long before serious symptoms appear. Better hydration, better nutrition, better blood pressure control, more movement, better sleep, and realistic healthy habits repeated consistently over time. Those habits may not sound dramatic, but they often matter far more than people realize. Thank you for spending this time with me. I'm Dr. Richard Prime, and I'll see you in the next video.